So let me get this straight. Motions to quash by these content creators are being denied. Sanctions are not being approved. Attorney's fees are not being granted. There's a possibility Blake could not be showing up to her deposition in 2 days. Wedding anniversaries are being wished on Instagram. And then Ryan Reynolds is the mastermind behind the astronomer ad with Gwyneth Paltrow. Really? Let's get into it.
F around and find out. F around and find out.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of F Around and Find Out. I'm your host, Elsie, and I appreciate you for being here. We have a lot to get through today, and there's only maybe one good news in all of it, and that is Justin Baldoni wishing Emily a happy anniversary. We're going to get to that. But before we do, I want to first address our friends who spent their time, their money, their energy, their stress. They wasted their energy quite literally writing these motions to quash, which the judge went ahead and denied today because we know Blake's team asked for the motions to be denied as moot because they withdrew their subpoena. We're going to go ahead and read what the judge said, and I'm saddened by it. I'm pissed off for everybody who wrote their motions to quash. I'm pissed off for everybody who even spent a minute worrying about this. And this is not the outcome they deserved. Nobody deserved this, but this is where we are, so we have to address it. Blake Lively represents that she has withdrawn her subpoena to Google and X Corp as to certain accounts, which are the subject of the motions to quash. Therefore, the motions must be denied as moot to the extent that they seek to quash the subpoena as to the relevant accounts. To the extent that the motions also seek relief on behalf of other non-parties or seek sanctions and costs, movements have not shown any personal interest in whether Google or X produce documents regarding other individuals or accounts. Especially given that Lively has withdrawn the subpoena as to the movements, there is no cause for the court to award sanctions or costs. The motions to quash are denied. I'm pissed off for Lauren. I'm pissed off for Ken's. I'm pissed off for Cassidy. I'm pissed off for Janessa. I'm pissed off for Leanne. I'm pissed off for Ashley. I'm pissed off for Shesti. I'm pissed off for everybody who was stressed by this, everybody who was burdened by this. Like, I'm pissed off for everybody involved in this who did not deserve this done to them. There was no reason for you to come knocking at their doors with these subpoenas. There was no reason to put fear in them. There was no, whether this was a scare tactic, a legal tactic, however you want to categorize this, it did not need to happen. This was an overstep, a broad overstep, and quite literally an abuse of the legal system. And this judge is letting it slide in a way that I don't understand. Because again, I'm not a lawyer, so maybe that's why I'm so emotional about this. But I feel like you can read between the lines. You know they played you. You know they played your court. You know they used your court as a tool, as an equipment to get what they wanted. And when they knew they were about to fail, they covered their ass by bringing up this, we withdraw a subpoena, and you're letting it happen. And I don't understand that. There is so much I want to say about this, but there are other people who are involved in the subpoena, which again, I'm not, so I won't. All I will say is I support everybody in whatever decision they choose to make moving forward, but this 100% did not need to happen to them. I don't want to read this whole document because it's a little bit longer and we have a lot to get through, but Perez Hilton had also asked the court to redact or seal his documents, and the judge just came back with an order saying no to that. So the motion to seal or redact is denied. If Perez's information gets to Blake's team and they don't want to protect it and they want to release his address, his phone number, they are allowed to do that now because the judge is deciding not to seal it or redact even. So that's that as well. Again, borderline, I'm annoyed by all of this. But this is something I wasn't sure I was going to cover until at the time I sat down to record this, because I was like, is this some type of typo? Because the Daily Mail around 6:30 released this saying Blake Lively drops a controversial investigation into small-time content creators amid Justin Baldoni legal war. They say right here, in court documents obtained by Us Weekly, Lively's legal team informed the court of the decision on July 26th after the YouTubers asked the judge to intervene. So I found it weird that they quoted Us Weekly when in the past, the Daily Mail have just normally quoted the documents. Like, they haven't needed to quote another publication, but they do. That's not what's important because we already knew that. But further down in the article, they go ahead and say, as for the next steps, Lively's scheduled deposition has been delayed and she will no longer be questioned by Baldoni's attorneys on July 31st, which is weird. And then they're going to say the case is set to proceed to trial in March 2026. That's all good and well, but there was nothing on the docket to indicate that the deposition has been moved. I didn't see anything on the docket. There's nothing on Pacer. There's nothing on Court Listener. So I thought, why would they say that when, again, nothing on the docket indicates that? When I go on Us Weekly, the word deposition appears one time and they say, as Us previously reported, Lively's deposition in the legal battle has been postponed. She will not be questioned by Baldoni's attorneys, lawyers on July 31st. And I was like, well, that's weird. But the only thing that makes sense is, what if Us tried to say she will now be questioned by Baldoni's attorneys on the 31st? I'm trying to do the math here, and I don't know where Us Weekly would have gotten that information. People haven't reported on it. Deadline hasn't. Variety hasn't. And Us Weekly really hasn't been one of the big, I mean, I think they've reported a little bit on this, but I don't think there's a single video I've made about this where I've gone to Us Weekly as a source or like as a headline. They are not like one of the biggest headlines when it comes to this. The Daily Mail, I feel like, has even been on top of things more than Us Weekly has. I find it bizarre that they're saying she will not be questioned. But then I was like, could it be she will now be questioned? But I looked at Us Weekly's page at the top of their page, and it doesn't say the article was edited at any time. However, when I look on the Daily Mail, it shows that the Daily Mail originally posted at 6:33 p.m. and they updated at 7:50 p.m. So I'm like, well, if they had noticed the error, they would have updated it, but they didn't. Us Weekly hasn't. They haven't retracted nothing. So maybe we don't know something. But I mean, I'm not shocked. That's the thing I want to get to. If she has postponed her deposition, I'm not shocked by it. But if this is an error, I could see how now postponed or not postponed could change the entire context of that post. So please keep that in mind. I don't want to come off as misinforming anybody and saying Blake has changed her deposition again. If Us Weekly and the Daily Mail are right, I'm right. If Us Weekly made a typo which caused the Daily Mail to say that, then I'm wrong as well. I'm not here to misinform anybody. And right now, what I know is her deposition is for the 31st. There's nothing on the docket that could tell me to tell you guys it's been postponed. But if Us Weekly is saying they know, as always, I will keep you informed when I actually do know. So for now, I'm in the middle. It's either been postponed or not. Either way, I'm not shocked because she's done it so many times. Okay. It came out earlier today that Ryan Reynolds' ad company, Maximum Effort, but they were actually the ones that came up with this Gwyneth Paltrow ad for Astronomer, which, if you don't know at all, which I don't know anybody who don't, the Astronomer CEO is the man who went to a Coldplay concert with his side chick, who happened to be head of HR. And also turns out they went to the concert with company funds because it was a mess. But either way, it's been reported now that Ryan Reynolds' ad agency helps turn Astronomer's Kiss Cam scandal into marketing win. And first of all, I don't know what beef Gwyneth Paltrow has with Coldplay, her ex, enough to agree to do this. But that's very bizarre for me, but that's not my business. I don't really care about that. What I want to know is marketing win for who? Everybody who is praising this is like people who are on the internet. First things first, Astronomer is a privately held company, number one. Number two, Astronomer is not a company that they're not like selling merch. They're not selling makeup. They're not selling like individual items where marketing boost like this helps them. For example, everybody has now heard the darling, hold my hand, nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. That's something people can hear about, go look up, and decide to spend their money with Jet2. And I'm talking about the average person, the everyday person, me, you, anybody with access on their phone, anybody who wants to take a vacation can go online and go to Jet2 holiday and book a flight with them because the PR is good for them right now. Gwyneth Paltrow and Ryan Reynolds doing this, I don't know how that helps astronomer. People who use astronomer services already know astronomer exists. Not to say like people who, go on vacations, they don't know about it too. But astronomer, like I said, it's not selling hoodies. They're not a publicly traded company. They don't have an IPO coming up. So it's not like this is a boost for them where a random person can say, oh, I have some money. Let me go buy some stock in astronomer. You can't do that. It's privately held. So where is the marketing win? And like I said, people who use astronomer services or want to use astronomer services already know they exist. If anything, if I'm one of astronomer shareholders or equity holders or whatever, I'm pissed off. Like, this is not good attention, regardless of how you want to spin it. And this is a horrible spin. Getting the guy whose concert you were at X to do an ad for what? What is the point of it? And honestly, anybody calling this a marketing win, tell me, what does astronomer do? In a comment without looking it up. What does astronomer do? And how does that impact you, your daily living? How does astronomer impact you? How are you going to support this company? How does this ad influence you? Like, how did this Gwyneth Paltrow ad influence you to use astronomer? I'll wait. I just pulled up astronomer's website. What are we doing here? Get started for free. What am I getting started? Products. I'm not here for a platform overview. Astro, I don't need it. Astro Observe, I don't need it. Astronomer software, I don't need it. Where's the marketing win? Like I said, unless you're in this field, which I don't, it's not a marketing win. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. To use Chris's ex, to use Gwyneth, it's even weirder. And it's right on par with Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's weirdness. He would think this is smart to use the guys whose concert the cheating and the weird relationship happened at, who was doing what almost every artist does by putting people on a kiss cam, on a video, whatever. He didn't just single out the CEO and the lady. He put them up just out of the blue and happened to make a comment, which ended up being true. And you thought, yeah, we're going to make an ad and we're going to offer the role to his ex. You're a creep. You're weirdo for that. Weirdo. And Gwyneth, you agreeing to that? Weirdo too. You're weird as fuck too. From all accounts, you guys broke up. It was a conscious uncoupling. It was an amicable breakup. You have a good co-parenting relationship. What does this have to do? Why? Why are you even involved in this? Why are you in this at all? I find it very weird. I find it very bizarre. But Ryan Reynolds being the mastermind behind that ad just rubs me the wrong way, makes me feel very icky. And I don't even know if Astronomer knows who Ryan Reynolds is in the climate of things going on right now. Or I could see Ryan Reynolds being the vulture that he is, offering Astronomer this and be like, hey, I got you, Astronomer. I'll handle this for you guys. Probably didn't even charge them because it's promo for him. Again, I don't agree with it. It's very icky to me. It's very weird to me. And I want nothing to do with this moving forward. What I plan on doing is I plan on ending this video on a good note because, as you all know by now, if you're not on Instagram, then maybe it's news to you. But Justin Baldoni and Emily Baldoni had their wedding anniversary 2 days ago by the time you're seeing this video. And they wished each other happy anniversary on Instagram. So Justin posted their OG wedding picture and said, oh, it's up to 608,000 likes now. I guess I'm right there. I said, Mom and Dad, happy anniversary. And Justin said, I'd marry you again and again and again and again and again and again, ... So more and more and more. Happy anniversary, my love. 12. And Emily Baldoni followed suit. Well, I guess Emily posted first, actually, technically. Emily posted 12, still madly in love with you. And as you can see, they came in their florals. I'll give you a minute. And a little commotion for the arm. Just a little commotion for the arm. Okay, that's it. That's all the commotion we have for today. But I just found it very funny because that lady, Julie, with a recap, whatever her name was, had posted a couple of days before this, about a week ago now, that Justin and Emily were getting a divorce and they were stressed and blah, blah, blah. So I found it very, very funny when they eventually posted this. And I have breaking news for you guys. At the time of recording this, I found out that Julie has blocked me on social media. So I don't know what I'm going to do. My heart breaks. It's hard. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I don't know what to do with myself because Julie with a recap, or Julie, what's her name? The recap with Julie has blocked me. Wow, what a hard world I'm gonna have to live in. Oh well, such is life. C'est la vie. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate your continued support. I want to thank all of you who placed an order on the website. We have about 30 orders now. A lot of them have actually started going out. Some people will be receiving their stuff in just a couple of days. I can't thank you guys enough. It is very, very appreciated. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already done so. We are on the road to 23,000 subscribers right now. So please make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. There are people who message me to say they thought they were subscribed, but then they found out they weren't, or they are not seeing my notifications. So if you're one of those people, or if you haven't even given it a thought, this is your time to please make sure you double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel and you're getting the notifications when I drop something, and that you have your news right away. But all the same, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Have yourselves a great day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.